Vicente. All right, can you see him? Vicente, look at the camera. Then you can get down. Oh, okay. Welcome. Today, since it's raining, we want to talk about Vicente. I get so many questions of the story of Vicente, so story time. We'll talk about this Baja dog, and now he lives quite the adventurous life here in America, and he's very spoiled. So let's dive in. All right, so 2021 Baja 400. Bryce and I are down pre-running with some of the VP racing crew, and we're finishing our loop. It ends and sits us out on the crossover, which is a road from Valley T over to the coast. So we stopped there, we're hanging out, and we're waiting for our chase truck to show up, which he's also taken some dirt roads to get to us. We're hanging out, and this little brown dog comes walking up to us, and he's rough. Pretty beat up, doesn't really, just barely walking along. So naturally, we're hanging out there, so we give him some water, try to give him some food, eat some of it, and then I try to give him some others. He won't eat it, which I was kind of surprised, but then I later found out when I ate one of those crackers that our gas can had leaked on top of them. So it made sense. He was smarter than me, because I ate two before I noticed. He never even ate one, but that's besides the point. We kept giving him beef jerky, and down in Baja there's these stray dogs everywhere, so you kind of get used to running into them and whatnot. And it's sad. It's super sad, but there's so many. You can't. I hate to say it, but you can't save the whole world. So, but this dog walks up, and we're chilling, and then my chase truck shows up, and the hitch, because it's towing a trailer, the hitch is broken and it's like dragging, and we're like, oh man, what the heck? So we start working on it, whatnot, and trying to figure out what's going on that. And at this point, the sun's going down. The sun is down at this point, probably, and this dog's still hanging out with us, and it's getting cold, and so we continue to give him some water and stuff, and then we're there for hours working on this hitch, trying to fix it. At one point, we even I leave Bryce, and me and Hector we grab something, we go down to someone's shop like 20 miles away to help weld some stuff up. And so Bryce is out in the middle of the desert here, not really near a town. The nearest town is San Vicente, which is about 15-20 miles. And Bryce he's just hanging out with this dog. They're both cold. They're both, just stuck in the middle of the desert. And so then I get back, and we finish working on this thing, and Bryce is like, dude, we can't leave this dog. I'm like, Bryce, there's so many stray dogs. He's like, dude, we can't leave this dog. And I'm like, all right, I'll think about it. He's like, it just doesn't have a chance. Like, there's no town nearby. There's no homes nearby. So there's no chance of picking up scraps. Like, he's just abandoned in the middle of the desert. And I was like, and I have a brand new chase truck. I'm like, we're gonna put this nasty dog in this chase truck. I don't know, whatever. But I'm like thinking about it, and then what really was the cherry on top, we're finishing working on this thing, and I have our tools all laid out, and I have a big tool bag, and it's empty now because all the tools are laid out. And now Vicente, but the dog comes in and he curls up inside the tool bag. Snuggles inside this tool bag, just trying that last, just trying to get a little bit of warmth. So at that point, I fell for it. I put him in the truck, and we fixed everything, and we went on our way. And originally, when we picked him up, we're like,
Vicente.
I was like, I can't have another dog. Bryce can't have another dog. It's not. So we're like, we're gonna put him. At least we're gonna take him to Ensenada, big town. We'll put him in an area he'll have a chance to live versus the middle of the desert where there's nothing. Bryce is like, we can't do that. So he starts calling everyone. Who wants a dog? Who wants a dog? Da 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 da. my sister's like, oh, I might want one, da, da, da. So Bryce is like, it's close enough for me. We're taking this dog home. So this was like a week before the race. So I got over another week down here in Baja, which I'm staying in hotels, living out of a truck. So having a dog is not realistic. So I'm like, Bryce, we got to do something with this. And this dog's about to die. So we need to like, put him in a vet or something. So Bryce is like, okay, whatever. So we take him back to Ensenada. At this point, it's like 2, 3 in the morning, whatever. We check into the hotel, which we check into the Coral, which is a very nice hotel in Ensenada, like really nice. And dogs are not allowed. So Bryce wraps him up in a blanket, and we carry him in. I like open the exit door, and he comes in, sneaks in, so we don't have to go through the main entrance. And we put this dog, and we end up. We're already tired, but he's so gross and skinny. He's got bugs on him, and he's just skin and bones. And we give him a bath, and literally, it was so crazy. The bath just turned like black. Like the whole floor of the bathtub, just from showering him, was black. And then we gave him some water, got him a little bit of food, and at that point, I set up a little like blanket for him, and it was pretty funny because he very timid, doesn't want to, and he walks out of the bathroom after we kind of dry him off, and this guy barely can walk. Walks up to the couch, jumps right up, like no problem. I'm like, hey. So, and he's pretty like insistent on staying on the couch. I'm like, okay, so I put a blanket down on the couch. So he lays on the couch, and we go to bed, whatnot, and so in the morning, I gotta go pre-running. This is work for Bryce and I, so we gotta go pre-running. So we drop it off at this guy Eric, who works for us down in Mexico, at his house first thing in the morning. And we're like, hey, can you take him to the vet when you get a chance? Because he's not doing well. So we drop him off at the vet. The vet takes him, and they're like, we got to put him on an IV, and then we're like, just get him ready to come back in the States. We're gonna pick him up on Sunday after the race, a week later. And we're just doing it. We go do our racing, whatnot. We're kind of getting some updates here and there, but really not much. And about midway through the week, Bryce and I are like, I'm like, Bryce, how much is this gonna cost? This dog's been in a vet, like hospital, for a week. And he's like, oh, I don't know. And I'm like, dude, we should have asked that maybe before we dropped him off. Because up here in America, when you walk in the vet door, it's $800 or whatever. And that's for like, they checked him out, they checked your dog out, and they're like, nah, he's fine. And they're like, but here's an $800 bill. And you're like, what? So I'm like, okay, I tell Eric, I'm the guy who works for us, I'm like, go in there, see how much call him and see how much it's gonna be before we pick this dog up. Because it could be like 10 grand or 5 grand, and we're gonna be like, no way. Not to me, but at least now he's got some nutrition in it, but we're gonna, no, I mean, who knows what would happen. But no, so a full week of IVs, a fake shot record, because the vet was like, hey, if I give this dog the shots that it needs to go across the border, it's gonna kill him. But the vet's like, I know what you're doing. Here's a fake record that he has all his shots. Here's all the fake paperwork. And we're like, perfect. So, vet bill, I think it was $216 for a full week of intensive care at a vet. So we picked him up, it was no issue. And then, we brought him to the States. At that point, my sister said she didn't want him. She was too busy with work. So we're like, all right. What do we do with this dog now? So originally he came home with me, and I was like, he can live outside and in the shop. Day one as an American dog, and you're resting your paw on this giant bed we got you. We have our big race shop right here at my house, so I'm like, you can live in the shop when it's cold, you can live outside when it's other times. And so he starts doing that, and he slowly starts getting more love, and then I buy him a crate, and he's sleeping on the porch and whatnot. And then everyone's really starting to like this dog, but we're at this point we're still looking for a home for him. And then yeah, I got it. It was like, we're keeping this dog. You know, he was so loving. He appreciated so much. Like, he knew what he had been through. He knew the extent that we went to, and this dog just loves you. When you walk out in the morning, he hugs you. He's so excited. It's pretty. He's a special dog. So the real turning point was, okay, we're keeping this dog. He can live outside. He can live in the shop. He's the race dog. Then I got COVID. This was in the heart of COVID. So I had to go quarantine for 2 weeks in a motorhome, because this was when it was crazy. And I come back, and Vicente's in the house. He's living in the house. And I'm like, Dad, why is Vicente in the house? Well, it was cold outside, so I let him in, which my dad's very, no dogs, in the house, blah, blah, blah. So now, after this, Vicente lives in the house, and he now lives the luxurious lifestyle of an American. He's fat. He gets to eat as much as he wants, except right now he's on a diet because he got pretty fat. He lives on our property. We have about 13 acres. He runs 7 to 10 miles a day just chasing rabbits. Trying to think of what else. He's now drinks coffee every morning with my dad on the couch. They read the newspaper, both of them on the couch. Sometimes Vicente in my dad's lap. Vicente comes with us to Christmas in the snow, other houses, which our other house, my dad never let dogs in. Now Vicente chills there. Vicente flies private. Vicente really lives the lifestyle. And it's pretty funny because he's still, you know, he's Americanized, but he also, he's still, every day he's so loving and he's so appreciative of what he gets to do. I mean, look at him. But yeah, that's kind of the story of Vicente. Hopefully that answers some of the questions. One thing we do get asked a lot is what breed he is. Originally, I thought he was an Aztec dog, or a Zolo they call him, down in Mexico. Show you a picture, and then show a picture of Vicente. They look identical. So if anyone asks me on the streets, I say he's a Baja, like Mexican street dog. And I'm like, but he's like a descendant of a Zolo. But I did a full DNA test on him because you have to do that nowadays. And he's kind of all the bad breeds. He's pit bull, German Shepherd. His 3 dominant ones are pit bull, German Shepherd, and Rottweiler. And then the rest are it's just like a combination of mutt. It just says super mutt. So he just kind of is a giant mutt. But he's super athletic. Like I said, he runs 7 to 10 miles a day just on our property. I take him running usually when I can, 3-4 miles, like a full-on run. Loves it. He loves the snow. Lost his mind when he saw the snow. So doesn't do too well in the snow though, because he's pretty cold. Doesn't have like a ton. He's skinny when it comes to like fur. But yeah, that's kind of the life of Vicente. And now he lives it up. He's gonna be moving to Utah with us and enjoying the snow. And comes to all the he doesn't come to the Mexico races. I want to bring him down back to Mexico. I always say I'm going to take him back to Mexico when he's being a bad dog. Back to where he came from, you know, a little reality check. But no. So but all the short course races he comes to work with me some days. He just he lives the full life, and we all love him. Everyone who meets him loves him. And his one weird quirk is he won't lick you. Will not lick you. You know, most dogs he'll get right in your face, sit right here, but that tongue will never come out. And it's oddly, you know, you're like, wow, that'd be really nice. And it is really nice because he doesn't lick you, but you feel disconnected. But it's also, once you just learn, he doesn't lick. So that's the life of Vicente now. Any more questions? Drop them down below. I'll answer, but that was a long spiel. We'll probably have to cut that a little. But as we said in 2022, that's a wrap.